Hello guys, this is your favorite Wiggly Willy in Path of Exile. In the previous episode, we took care of the Lord's Labyrinth. And, well, I wanted to start the episode with checking the loot, trying out some options, checking what's better, but it basically turned out that tool was crap. I sold it, changed nothing, and I decided to save that from you, so I'm just gonna talk with the people in CERN about Dominos's death and move forward.
To kill a man like Dominos, that's an accomplishment worthy of Calm, my greatest ancestor. Were we in Namakanui, I'd make you a Makanga, an honored warrior. But we are not in Namakanui. We dwell in a city of death, and my respect is all the honor I can bestow on you.
Well, that's basically like YouTube. She can give me thumbs up, and that's what I would like from you. Wink wink.
You have claimed the most worthy of prey, Makoru. Piety and Dominus, the harbingers of nightmare. I'm not saying the war is over, but you've given Rayclast a much-needed respite. Because of you, this land lives to see another dawn. There is nothing else.
We did it. So, let's go. So, we've got an aqueduct here. Oh. And they certainly look like shit. They're a bit corrupted. Oh. Corrupted and not dangerous at all. As you can see, the monster level is same as in the labyrinth, so easy peasy. We're not afraid of additional projectiles. Yeah, but on the other hand, 10% more quantity of the loot. Not the best deal. I'm counting more on some nice corrupted items. Death to sin. Yeah, remember that we can use speed totals now. Talk about power. Yeah. So, This stack works very nicely for us. Remember, it's yeah, telling you to remember and not I'm not remembering. 6% per killed enemy for 4 seconds. Hmm? We've got uh, almost 2000 DPS if we kill something in the meantime, then that's definitely over 2000. And it's 2000 per one totem. I had nothing, I was nothing. I sold my flesh to survive. Today, my flesh belongs to my queen. Yeah, good to know. Fate Etcher Spectre Axe. Maybe it's at least worth selling. So, yeah, Queen at City. Fun times to live in with a queen like that. So we've got 6000 DPS. Woohoo! Yeah, now it's over. Yep. Now we've got 7000 guys. Hanking and evading enemies. Now a bit easier even. Since we've got one more decoy to defend us. I'm curious why we got Nico's trigger here. Hello, Birdie. The 100-foot shadow. Yeah, baked. Kentucky Fried Shadow. High Gate. Captain Vincenti, the High Gate holds the secret to the true origin of the gems. Cleanse the mountain of those Marrakech parasites and secure the entrance to those mines. Do not disappoint me, Vincenti, as you well know my displeasure can change a man. Piety. Oh yeah, she can surely change a man. But she is no more. same as Vincenti. Well, at least we saw Vincenti's bodies, but we didn't see Piety's. Which is also interesting, because we usually see the bodies of all the enemies. New location. New NPCs. New quests. And new themes. Since this is the first time we can actually interact with the people of Marrakech.
The time has come, not a cockroach, to crawl up into the bowels of this nightmare, traverse its innards, and rip out its corrupted heart. Oyun will help us. Go on now. Hobnob with the Marrakech matriarch. Learn what needs to be learned, and quickly. There's a filthy darkness down in that mountain, and it's reeking with impatience to meet you.
So, it seems that the mines, which should be accessible from here, lead to the mountain in which the beast is, I don't know, hidden? Maybe, or just lurking? We shall see.
Don't die.
Whether it is our gods or your god who have brought you to Highgate, the consequence is the same. You believe blindly in the divine, and a blind man is never lost in the darkness. You will kill the beast
Bullshitty
within the
witticism,
mountain.
sir.
Lady Diala has told me this. She has much faith in you, Templar. The question is, can we Marrakech share in her faith? Sekema Deshret sealed the mines, trapped the nightmare within its black den. The beast should never have been imprisoned. The beast should have been destroyed, yet for all her ferocity, it seemed that Deshret lacked the courage to do so. And now, after 2 centuries guarding this hole in the ground, this Akara lacks the strength. But you are not Deshret, and you are not one of us. You will succeed where we have failed. Deshret's banner will break the seal and open the mines. It was taken from her when she fell to Vol, the brittle emperor. Take the stairs to the southwest. Descend to the dried lake. You shall have no trouble finding the brittle emperor. You'll smell him before you see him. Bring Deshret's banner home, and you will be free to pass into the darkness as you wish.
So, it seems that it's 200 years,
Go where
give
you
or
are needed.
take, since the rebellion took place and since the cataclysm occurred.
I am Tasuni, he who peers into the gloom, who hears the black hearts
And
that thunder
after
within the mountain deep.
The
If
Shred
you seek enlightenment,
won
find
some
the
battles
torch.
against the
If you seek
Eternal
to
Emperor
understand the
generals.
I can help feel your way through the darkness.
She was able
Your holy mantle is stained with the blood of the countless.
to kill the
Templar.
beast.
A sacrifice worthy of a god. Just not to the god you had in mind.
But,
You shall
well,
be rewarded.
if something so powerful is considered here in the plot, I can't really say that, well, she had the means to destroy it. Maybe it was just asleep and she just, closed the doors, took the key. We'll see, we'll see.
We opened the gates to you for 2 reasons only. Dominus and piety. They made themselves our enemies. You made them dead. Now, Oyan believes there is a 3rd reason. The beast is our enemy. Perhaps you can make it dead as well, Dominus was High Templar in Oriath, was he not? Your god needs to be more careful when he chooses his servants. Then again, perhaps he learns from his mistakes. We shall see. Go where you are needed.
Many great things begin at the foot of a mountain, Exile. So too do many tragedies. Often a path becomes a fork, and the echoes of your actions push you down one side or the other. Do you know where you were being carried? Would you like to?
Keep your gypsy magic away from me for now.
My Lord Templar, I can't tell you how good it is to meet a man so willing and able to put the Order back on the road to faith.
Oh my god, Padaris!
Vanya?
I've just seen too many foul deeds done in the name of faith.
Committed by those who talked of God while they acted for themselves.
Fine, Padaris. Fine.
See ya.
Okay, this is the Shred seal. So, the Shred was able to seal the beast here. The beast that gave Malachi and Eldier Doriani the secret of the gems and thaumaturgy. And she fell to Emperor Vol. But somehow Vol also died and became corrupted.
Hello. Seems like the rains brought out a few worms.
I was introduced
Think I'm an easy
to
mark,
Nico
I've spent
during my
more than
previous
enough time
playthrough,
around
as he's
Exile
one
to know
of
which way
the
the dagger's pointing. I'll happily give it a shot in
content
your direction
related
if you try anything
NPCs in
worthy.
terms of
I'm
some
conducting a
additional
little dig, the sort of enterprise that could make someone with your particular
instances
skill
of the
set
game.
a very handsome living. Don't worry, you'll not be moving much dirt. No. Why smash rocks when you could smash skulls, eh?
Yeah. So we've got prophecies. We've got the labyrinth. And now we've got Nico, the master of the depths, and his mine exploration missions introduced in the Delve League. Now that we know all the characters, we can do some proper talking.
Not a cockroach. Impatient reekings. They waft to me from that mountain. That's all I can smell. Not a cockroach. Stinking anticipation. Vol the Pure, they called him. Vol the Murderer, I call him. In his name, an emperor was murdered. In his name, an empire was murdered. Yes, it was Malachi's lips that kissed me. Yes, it was Malachi's hand that led me to the rapture. No, and no again. It was Vol's words that put me there. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The Maraketh once stood united under Deshret's banner. That was before the plagues, the tempests, the corruption. Deshret rode here with this Akara, the Kiato, to put an end to the beast curse, and upon the very threshold of the darkness, she faltered. Perhaps she saw that King Kalm had gone there before her and not returned. Or perhaps the nightmare simply overcame Deshret's seemingly indomitable courage. Either way, she chose not to ride into the mountain to slay the beast. She closed and sealed the mines and committed this Akara to Highgate's guardianship. The tempests, the plagues, they passed. Of their own accord, or because of Deshret's seal, we do not know. But what I do know is this. When Deshret vowed to watch over these mines, she simply traded one curse for another. Vol and his unmen have dipped their fleshless claws into the lifeblood of the Maraketh since the day this Akara tethered its roar here. Such is the way with men of war. Remove their tongues, yet still they thirst for blood. Remove their bellies, yet still they hunger for battle. Remove their manhood, yet still they lust for conquest. I will make allies of whomever I deem useful. We have observed the actions of both Blackguard and Exile, and it is Pitaris and Vanya who give meaning to those actions. This Akara has not mixed with other than its own for over 200 years. The outside world has now discovered us, so it is time that we discovered it. Kira has the blood of Deshret in her veins and the bonds of Deshret in her mind. Her loyalty to her Akara is admirable. Her loyalty to the past is not.
Whatever that means.
Tasuni has been corrupted since the day he was born. Maraketh tradition would have it that such a warped child be left upon the moonlit plain for the gods to adopt. Tasuni was not taken by the gods that night. Such a thing has never happened before in our Akara. Now we know why. Tasuni is a man caught between two worlds, our world of light and the beast's world of darkness. He is our scout in the black, and without him, Nightmare would remain beyond our understanding. And an enemy you cannot know is an enemy you cannot fight.
So it's good to have Tasuni in your group, but not the person you would actually want to make decisions on.
Diala wishes the beast dead. But why? Why would a nightmare wish to kill a nightmare? A question of great interest, yet little importance. It does not matter why the sun rises and sets, as long as it continues to do so. Our hopes are with you.
Very good. The Maraketh are stranded in the sandstorm of reflection and regret. We look to Elsakemma to lead us out. Yet the sandstorm is all she knows. She needs me, her eyes and ears in the darkness, but she will never comprehend my gifts.
Yeah, he's a douche.
Diala has the form of a woman, yet the substance is 1 part corruption and 9 parts death. One day soon, you will see how lifeless she truly is. Keela rides more swiftly and strikes more truly than any other Dakara here. If only she could learn to think as swiftly as she rides and speak as truly as she strikes. Better and worse are judged not on the talents one prizes, but the talents one needs.
So she's good, very skilled, but not at the things that she's supposed to be.
Pitaris and Vanya, 2 mouths that speak from one mind. When together, they express some quite interesting thoughts. When apart, well, half a thought isn't really even a thought, is it?
It would hurt if you told them that.
The Maraketh speak of his betrayal, but Vol did what he thought was necessary to destroy the beast. Now he wonders the desiccation, tortured as much by his failure as by Nightmare.
Yeah, that's interesting, because it was Vol who united the invaders, so the Karui, the Maraketh, and shit. Were those the Isomites? I don't remember now. Ah, but, well, if he brought her here, why did he kill her?
The Red Sakema was the woman who forged what it meant to be Malekith. A people united, strong. Deshret lit fires in the hearts of women and loins of men. When she fell, so did the Malekith. We've been falling ever since.
Yeah. Trade divination cards. Another feature available from Act 4. When we find cards, and we find enough of them, we get a stack. And we can exchange that stack for whatever it's worth. Using Tasuni.
Yes.
Hello.
My grandfather was a captain in the Ebony Legion. My father too, and me. Just following the path that had been laid out for me.
Until you met me.
Yes, until I met the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen.
Behind bars. An exile waiting to become an experiment. Not quite how I imagined meeting the man of my dreams.
I realized then that I wasn't part of the Ebony Legion anymore. I'd become a blackguard like every other damned legionnaire in San, taking orders from a madman.
Pataris freed me and led us here.
I'd heard about the Marraketh from those few legionnaires who survived the assault on Highgate.
And I talked them into harboring us.
Vanya can be very persuasive when she wants to be. Diala was there when it all went bad. If anyone can help put things right...
Why would she? Ray class has been like this for almost 300 years. What's made her want to do something about it now?
She's the Gemling Queen, Vanya. There's no way we could understand what goes on in that mind of hers.
I know. And that's precisely what worries me. Kira is a racist bully with that fancy hair crest of hers stuck so far up her.
Come on, Vanya. She's a warrior. It's not her job to be nice. It's her job to defend...
Look all lithe and sweaty when you're watching her train. That's the only job you're interested in.
I'm studying the Marraketh fighting style.
Oh yeah.
Oyun gave us a home.
Our lives back.
Appreciate the good ones when you find them in Ray class.
It's not like there are many. Tasuni, he's a con man.
Pataris just doesn't understand him.
I understand that he gets his every need catered for by talking in riddles and telling lies.
The truth about the nightmare. He makes sense of the chaos as best he can.
How can we possibly know whether what he's telling us is the truth or not?
We can't. But who else is there to ask?
Why ask? Check it.
We've a few bits and pieces lying about that might help with what's to come.
Bits and pieces? I risk my neck to salvage those artifacts.
I know, sweetie, and I really appreciate your artifacts.
You didn't say that when I brought them in. You said, is that all?
You'd been gone for ages.
And you think you could do a quicker job?
Yes, if you'd let me, yes.
No. Not for all the jewelry in the world. What if I lost you?
Okay, I'm sorry. We have charms and regalia sourced at great risk from some of the most dangerous places in Rayclast. Better?
Yes, thank you.
Well, shit.
I heard of the beast before coming here. Piety talked about it. I suppose she saw no point in keeping secrets from the people she was planning to murder.
I'm so sorry, Vanya.
God, it's not your fault, Pataris. But Piety used to say that the beast was the source of her power. How she managed to turn poor men and women into those... things. She kept using a phrase. What was it?
Universal transmogrification. I heard her assistants talk about it too.
The power to change the world into anything you like.
Bloody scary power in the hands of someone like Piety.
It's funny that sometimes the dialogues go so quickly that they finish talking before the text appears, and sometimes it's the other way around. I wonder why are they apart on the minimap.
What do you need now? Oyan has ordered me to help you, to trade with you. I have risked much to gather weapons and armor for this Akara. I've scavenged on the fringes of Vol's encampment and scouted the dead city. Let us see if you can offer any value in return. I've led many a war party against Vol and his unmen, and I've seen too many of my Dakara die. I shall look for your return, but I shall not expect it. I'm watching you. Yes. You will be remembered.
Wanted to check how she looks. Well, she looks as if she's like a female version of Groot from Groot, sorry, from the
What is it,
encampment.
Exile? As we give strength to the outside, we grow weaker on the inside. First, there was Pataris and Vanya. Now there is you. It shows how little faith Oyan has in us, in her own Akara, that she would treat blackguards and exiles with such admiration.
Well, I'm here to kill the beast. And what are you here for? You wanna clean my shoes?
Oyan is my Sikema, my commander. I am her Dakara, her warrior. I defend this Akara as Oyan sees fit. Whether Oyan is fit to see what is best for this tribe, it is not for me to say. My mother gave Tasuni to the gods. The gods gave him back, and I thank them for it every day. Given the choice, I would never have chosen Tasuni as my brother. But then, family is not about what you want. It is about what you need. When a woman forgets how to die, a woman forgets how to live. Deshret said that to her Dakara on the day she killed Titushus, scourge of the Maraketh.
Yep.
I say this of Diala. When a woman knows nothing of life, how can she care for the living?
Yeah, now I remember. It actually were the Ezomites. They were the third group invited by Vol.
You will be remembered.
Okay, so let's check the dried lake and find the banner.
I am sorry, God. We must learn not to abuse your creations.
Oh, bleeding. We might have to do some magic with the potions soon. Leave it like this for now. I prefer to wait with this a bit more, usually to the point when the bottles cannot be upgraded anymore. But well, we'll see how it goes. As usual, we are looking for an element of lore, because that's where the party usually starts. Oh, we've got some Einhar business here, guys.
You are a welcome omen. Off you go, little beast. Away! This one is captured. I will take it.
That means we got two.
Beast of burden.
Oh, beast of burden, my ass. Put it in your inventory and stop whining. 3 beasties left.
We will be best friends, beast, until we slaughter you.
Man.
Oh, that was a juicy one, Exile.
One left, and we have it on the radar.
There are no more worthy beasts nearby. So, Einar will go feed the ones we caught.
I don't know if you noticed, but at some points we even had something like 15 stacks. And yeah, even now we have 20 stacks. We can do the math. We are awesome when we kill. Yeah, I'm moving around this place because, well, if I go there, there is nothing else here. Some additional healing would be nice. Okay, that's that. False confession. Sounds promising. Whoa! He's a big guy. I am judged.
Now, Vol. Go with God.
Usually, the Templar is very...
I am no beast of
how to
burden.
put it? Well, he can be a douche while giving all those his, "Ah, you've been such a naughty boy, you got what you deserve there." But now he was, "Oh, we got you." So maybe Val wasn't that bad. We're gonna have to move some stuff a bit. Perfect. Let's see the confession.
I vowed to care for this empire
with my eyes open. I lied to my people. I lied to myself. Blinded by my lust for purity, I placed my faith in the most corrupt of men. I watch now as my legion dies, their flesh melting from their twisted bones. They fall and rise. A tide of mortal death and eternal damnation. I feel it now in my own flesh. The heat, the corruption. I have failed you, my empire of purity. Do not forgive me, but please, I beg of you, survive me.
Well, a confession like this, the person who made it must have been decent. Come on, guys, he had to be decent. I'm curious whether he killed the Shredder before or after his transformation. And well, we're getting closer to getting all the answers concerning the cataclysm.
Look at that!
The seal is down. I repeat, the seal is down.
The gate is open, and the darkness calls. Good hunting, Cursebreaker.
Ooh, we've got some golem gems. Let's leave this now. Let's leave this for now. I'm gonna have to rework the links in my items anyway. Support it.
We read the land, learn its stories. Kalm and his warriors entered those mines some 20 years before Deshret sealed the mines and bound Arakara to this mountain. Neither soil nor stone speak of Kalm's return. Perhaps he is dead, or perhaps he merely wishes he was. After all, anything seems possible.
So, $20 between the corruption spreading to the Karui people, the, you know, undead rising up and stuff like that. So 20 years before this, and the mine being sealed. So they went through cannibalism and all that shit, while living lower near the beaches, and then they came here. They were lured here. Kaum was lured here with his men by the Black Spirit. So maybe the Black Spirit and the Beast are in fact the same. At least previously we didn't have that figured out. And 20 years after he went in, well, they knew that there was something bad there. Because first he thought that there's something good. It turned out to be the shittiest decisions in his life. And 20 years later it's it. And then the shell dies. Can't wrap that yet on my mind. There are still too many holes in the plot.
The rapture is our hope, our desperation. It will set the nightmare to boil, cook that nice big fishy in its own whining brine. Listen with all of your ears, not a cockroach. The rapture was Malachi's most wondrous creation, the only fire hot enough to burn the beast from existence. And its fuel? A gemling queen. Blood and flesh and gem. Yet my selfish self did not want to burn away, and so the fire was but a tiny spark. The spark of a cataclysm. I am sorry, my love, my Malachi. Go to it, not a cockroach. Find the rapture. Make me sorry no more.
Whoa.
The rapture was to rend open the hide of nightmare and broil the beast's bitter innards in the sweet fire of mortality. The vessel was strong and oh so willing. The medicine was oh so weak.
So, at one point, Malachi created the rapture device to destroy the beast, supposedly. And Lady Diala was supposed to be the battery for the device. But, well, it didn't go as planned. She decided to leg it. And, as a result, the rapture device created the cataclysm. Interesting.
Ta-ta, not a cockroach.
Ta-ta. Well, now we have to go to the mine. And I have to make a little break. After it, we're back at Monster Slave. Loading.
The earth here trembles with the fear of judgment.
Feeling confident? Huh?
Another good find. Welcome, Exile.
Well, we're gonna take care of introducing the mines to you on a different occasion.
This'll do nicely, Exile.
I am no beast of burden.
Of course we forgot to sell the junk. Ah.
What can we do for you?
Emperor Vola's dead, for good this time.
The entrance to the mine stands open. I suppose you'll be heading down there
To free us from the sickening supremacy of Nightmare.
I was going to say to kick some Nightmare ass.
I think I put it better.
Of course you did, sweets.
They make me wanna vomit. Nope. 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 Ah. We don't want any troublemakers to interrupt us. Well, if you're curious, I'm not talking because, well, what is there actually to talk about? Visiting some initial levels of the mine. Now maybe it's gonna get a bit more serious. Ah.
Corruption eats away at the roots of this mountain.
Oh. Our Templar is getting talkative. And the party just got more interesting because we've got a corrupted zone here. Let's try to reach it while the shrine is still working. Ha! Perfect. So we managed to reach it. Lower resistances, higher monster damage, 33% more loot. Nothing serious here. Ah, okay, we're here. Yeah. It wanted to be smart. And it like always. I should have drawn the last breath from him, yet all I did was drown his blood. Dorian will take my head in the morning and I have my shaking hands to thank for it. So he was supposed to kill someone, but yeah. He failed. In the ended up just in wounding him. Someone. Him, her. Curious why I did it? I like to make the ground miserable. Desheret's spirit. It's captured, alright.
No soul should suffer as you have, Deshret.
Why was it captured? It wasn't really explained. And it's a bit funny, why is it actually in the mine if Deshret sealed off the mine, right? The mine was not accessible, she sealed it, and she got killed by Vol. No. Logic behind that. The crystal veins. You're going deeper. Wink, wink. We're still searching for the device responsible.
This land is teetering on the brink of cataclysm.
Really? Really talkative. Like, for every sub-level, he had something to say. He must be getting excited by the fact that we're gonna see the item behind the cataclysm.
I am no beast of burden.
Again? Shit. Mr. Mercy. I even feel a bit sorry for these guys. They don't stand a chance. Come on, take the big one. Haha. You still don't stand a chance. But at least the drop was supposedly better. Do we feel brave? Or he looks a bit special. The Burning Man. Ha! You have to watch out for the Burning Man. Yeah, he likes to be the one saying the last word. Well, if we have a unique monster, it usually means that we're closer than further from... precisely, from the target. We've got Malachi's notebook, Diala, 2 doors and a waypoint. Ain't it sweet?
The Rapture device has absorbed its fill of harvested life from fury and desire. It is ready. So am I. I know now that I was born to be the end and the beginning of the Empire. The beast has made this clear to me. As clear and undeniable as the sacrifice I must now make. My Lady Diala, my love, my life's greatest achievement. She must leave me now, for she cannot follow, and she will perish if she remains. And so I will ask of her more than she would ever give. I will betray her. I will break her heart, so that I do not break her soul.
It's bits pieces of humanity in Malachi. Is this it? Oh. Beastie crystals. So the beast captured Desheret's soul because it's actually like... It looks the same as what was left from Desheret's spirit.
You know, not a cockroach. Had I accepted my place, my rapturous role, the beast would be no more, no less, no anything at all. My selfishness tickled the beast's fancy and it laughed the world I knew away. Yet I have had much time to think on my lonesome, much time to wonder. Wonder if the rapture really needs to eat a gemling queen. Maybe something else will get its catastrophic juices slavering. Something like eyeball soup, the eye of fury, the eye of desire. Pretty gems for our pretty designs. But where could they be? Don't fret now. I have my suspicions. Calm, the sovereign of slaughter. He remains and suffers his delusions right here in the halls of nightmare. Fury is all he knows, so fury Calm will have. Duresso, king of swords, damned by desire. Oh, aren't we all? He's down here too, and desire's curse remains his to bear. Go on, not a cockroach. Bring me the crown jewels so that we might wake the rapture and finally put an end to this pestering beast.
Well, at least previously, when the rapture device was fueled by desire and fury, the beast got only tickled, so it got mad, and launched the cataclysm on Rayclast. Was that it?
Old axe for brains. Calm had Eternals dragged from their homes all over the south coast. Like sheep, he butchered them, no matter how desperately they bleated. He adorned his doorways with the heads of women and children. What makes a hero or a villain? It depends who you ask. The Sword King. Before my time. Beyond my time. Where is time anyway when you need it? Never stand still. That's the problem. Except if you are Dureso. Petrified with love he is. A love he doesn't realize is long, long, long.
Yeah. So, Kaum was trapped here while trying to save his people, and Dureso was trapped here before that. When he was trying to lift the curse from Merveila.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. It's selling time.
Do you need help with something?
36. What's the next step? Next step is 42. Okay, that's not far from now. Not far from now, not far from here. Oh. Life, rarity, lightning. Life, fire. No. 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 Okay.
Dureso? He's down there inside the mountain?
Are we talking about the Dureso? The Sword King?
Seems like it. But how did he get in there? He left Oriath about a century and a half ago, hoping to find a cure for his lady, Merveil. He would have had to fight his way through the Marrakech, but Oyun's never mentioned anything of the sort.
Maybe he didn't go in alive.
What do you mean?
We live in a land where the dead walk and things like Diala lived for centuries.
You think he died somewhere else, and then the beast got hold of him?
Could be.
Well, if the beast can do that, then what bloody good was Deshret's seal?
Exactly.
Take
Creep
care.
factor increases with every new quest.
Deshret has ascended and returned, as we all must, to the dust of Vastiri. The Red Sikema's dishonor has passed, and for that, outsider, I will always be grateful. Yet honor lies not in whether an act is committed. Honor lies in how an act is committed. What does it say of the Marrakech when we are forbidden to attend to our own? What does it say of Oyan and her belief in her own blood, our own honor? Hundreds of our Dekara have fallen to Vol and his legion throughout the years. They died defending their Akara. Now Vol is gone. killed by an outsider. You bask in the glory, Exile, while I honor the dead. Deshret's banner flies at the mine's entrance, and now the darkness gapes, hungry and expectant. Our red Sakema sealed that gate for a reason. Not simply to prevent the beast from reaching out,
Blah,
but
blah,
to hinder
blah.
those fools who would disturb its slumber. And here you are, about to be swallowed by that darkness. Let us hope the beast doesn't notice your passing.
She's talking shit, and a lot
May
of
fear
it.
guide you.
Moaning and whining.
I felt it, saw it. The storm of her release. Our red Sakema is free to mingle once more with the red earth of our birthplace. Deshret was the howling wind, the lash and bite of the driving dust. Our wild Visteria is weakened by her absence no longer. You've done yourself proud today, Exile. Righted a wrong that we Marraketh have borne for far too long. And of course, as promised, you shall be rewarded.
Woohoo! Haven't seen this in a while.
In destroying Vol, you have avenged many a pretty bloodied nose around here. Well done, you.
What?
Nightmare is not without sophistication. In life, Doreso was tortured by frustration and shame. And death, Nightmare has erased his past and forged a dream world in which Doreso would remain contented and loved. What if Nightmare could do that for all of us? Would we really wish to destroy it then?
Yeah, Matrix. Path of Exile Edition.
My understanding of Kawom, the man, is that he was a prisoner of his own delusions. Now, he is a prisoner of someone else's. The power of Nightmare to manipulate the soul never ceases to impress me. That could be you one day, should you continue to follow this dark and winding path. Beneath your feet, creation shivers and writhes. It yearns for transformation like a worm in a cocoon that dreams of wings and freedom. A transformation that only the beast can excite. A dark god of ancient sacrifice, a muse to the twisted and vile. The beast, the nightmare, the darkness, names given to it by mortals that think with slugs bound in shells of bone. Yet, one man knew the beast's true name, understood its impenetrable nature. Malachi. I felt it, saw it. The storm of her release.
Okay.
Yes? Diala said but one thing to me before descending into the mines. My love awaits. I know not why, but those 3 words frighten me more than any I have heard in my lifetime. Thank you for doing Deshret so great an honor. Your generosity shall be remembered. Doreso. Yes, Pataris has spoken of him. The disturbing question is this. How does a man who by all accounts has been dead for over 100 years end up as a nightmare monarch in the bowels of Highgate? Unlike Calm, there is utterly no trace of his passing, and we have scouted every footstep of this mountain and its surrounds. There is no other entrance, no physical entrance. Deshret, and now this.
Yeah. They got both.
Yes.
Suck
Most disturbing.
inside. Okay, let's go for the critical chance. It's green. We're not very capable of doing green. yet, but we will be. Now, well, well. We need this, and then we need to move here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Nothing else. So let's wait for it a bit more. Cold. It would be good to have more cold resistance. Fire and cold. 11, 13. Doesn't really help us. So we've got two paths. One on the left, one on the right. Who do we want to start with? Fire or ice? Ice or fire? Who might be more dangerous? Let's start with Dareso.
I am Dareso, the Sword King. It was here in the roots of the Oculus. I knew my name, killing rabbit dogs and wild boars before I could even be conceived. In this, so glorious of arenas, I care nothing for your past, only your future. And for that, you will have to fight.
He sounds a bit like a dude from Dragon Age.
I am no beast of burden.
Don't remember his name, but he was one of the assassins from the Antivian Crows. We're fighting giant chicken with bows. Is this the real life, or is this just fantasy? Gotta catch him all. Ignites, explodes. Easy. More angry chicken. Ooh, but cool. He might have been someone important.
Forward's challenger, if a little messy, yet Barcool and his stinking flock were simply an audition. Let us see how you fare in the grand arena of Theopolis.
Ooh. We advanced.
Welcome to the grand arena of Theopolis. It is here that I first laid eyes upon my true purpose.
Yeah, he's talking some shit. It's not really loud enough. He sounds like a total douchebag. But you get the picture. He talks about how he moved in the ranks of the gladiator fights. Just don't bullshit me that these guys are the best of the best in this game. Okay. So, not here. Come on. Yeah, it's basically random. Sometimes the lower one reads forward, sometimes it's the other one. Mad gladiators, okay. Okay, here we have the door. Oh, and as you can see, it's like a Merveil impersonation there. A ghost pretending to be her, and you know, given that is so maybe not courage, but reason to go forward, to succeed.
At age 13, carving knife in hand, I killed beasts for the amusement of the filthy. At 15, they thought me worthy to fight a fellow man. A butcher he was, twice as big and twice as stupid as I. I butchered the butcher, and many like him. Earned my way, kill by kill, out of the awful pit and into the grand arena. I thought I would find wealth and glory in the arena. I was wrong. I found something far more precious. My Lady Merveil.
Warning. But everything goes with according to our expectations. Yeah, you have to look out when the enemy is casting the bleeding effect. If deals damage over time, and it's higher when you're moving. So if you don't have actually any means to heal, then try to wait. Just wait. It's like in real life, you have to wait for the wound to close itself.
I knelt in the sand of the Grand Arena, awaiting the killing blow. I raised my eyes to look upon my death. Instead, I saw her, Merveille. Her beautiful eyes met mine, and I knew she saw me too. I turned my opponent's strike and killed the man with his own dagger. Fighting had always been about survival, the primal instinct to kill or be killed. Now, the fight became about something else. Love.
Bullshit! Oh, here we have a pack of gladiators. Pack of dead gladiators.
I am no beast of burden.
Shit. We're missing out a lot of experience due to how the map is designed. Yeah, the thrill of the fight, especially when you're using tokens. Huh.
The previous King of Swords was a giant of a man, both faster and stronger than I. Yet I needed only look up at my Lady Merveille to know that I had no choice. I could not die this day. I made him shiver under every parry, striking with all of my might so that my arms felt they might snap with every impact. All the while, I studied his face, watching for that moment when he began to doubt. It took an hour, but finally it was there. Burning with pain, empty with exhaustion, I stepped inside his faltering swing and I slit the giant's throat. I did not take my victory bow. I knelt in the sand, looked to Merveille, and cried out for my lady's hand in marriage. From that day forth, I wore the crown of swords upon my head and the ring of eternal love upon my finger.
You poor fool. The ring on the blade sounds like a boss arena. So basically, he was a fighter, he fell in love, the reasons for survival and for victory changed in the meantime, and bam, he got a date. She got a bit cursed, and the rest is history now. Oh, a shitload of blades. Too much Game of Thrones, Mr. D'Areso.
A king of swords is nothing if he cannot defend his crown.
He looks wounded. That's one of the ways to describe it. Yeah, remember, we're not really investing into damage, so it's expected that
fallen heroes more glory than they ever earned in
it
life.
took some time. Well, we see that certainly something happened to him. I don't know if it's thaumaturgy or just how the beast works, but he's missing his hand. It's like it was cut from him. So it's quite possible that the poor guy died somewhere. I don't know where, and the beast swallowed him. Not this. So we've got D'Areso covered.
Pried the desire from D'Areso's dead hand, did you? Or is it dead again hand? Or re-dead hand? Or is undeath really just death with benefits? In which case...
What? Sorry?
Yet we're still one gem short.
Shit.
Go. Not a cockroach. And... Old axe for... Yet we're still one gem short.
Well, still she confirmed that, even if we skipped it, D'Areso was dead, and he's like left in a gray area. Hanging between here and nowhere. Probably imprisoned in a limbo.
The air here burns with wrath.
Oh, weathered carvings, welcome back.
I dreamed of my ancestors' halls. They were empty. I dreamed of the north, of an offering left to us by Tukohama. An offering that will save the Karui. I needed only to take it. I gathered my finest 500. I brought them here. I claimed what Tukohama had promised me.
Okay. So now we're gonna see it all from the perspective of Kaum. We just need to make sure that we don't omit any of them. Hello, little one. sturdy little fella.
God.
Too slow. Here's probably number 2.
We crushed the servants of Kitava beneath our heels as we marched across the land. I allowed not one of my 500 to fall. The blood of the ancestors surged in our veins, and each and every one of my warriors earned Tukohama's mark upon their skin. We descended into the heart of Rayclast, and there he came to me, Tukohama. He asked of me a sacrifice. I gave it willingly. My axe fell 500 times, the jade drinking its fill of Kardui blood. Tukohama was pleased.
So supposedly Kaum felt that it was Kitava's influence that corrupted the land, and he followed the source here and got a signal, thought it's from Tukohama, so like the god of war or whatever, and he got a task to kill all his men. Not the most honorable thing you would expect, even from a war god. Dogs jumping out of molten lava. Oh, cheese teriyaki. Like the name of a sauce? Or a Karui dish? Well, we didn't have any contact with chaos damage for a long time. By that I mean poison. Since forest, I think. Suddenly, wildfire elemental appear. Oh, it's probably crap. But we're gonna take it. It's probably gonna be the same as with the Reso. 2 locations. The second one ending with a passage to the boss. It's a bit like killing baby totems, small little ones. Not really worth attention, but hey. You have to work with what you've got. We've got a ghost here. Not worth it. Calm stronghold. So we're going deeper into his mind. It's hard to even check what are we fighting with. Chosen. Here is sister, okay. And what about the chosen? This is a Calm's chosen, okay. Calm's chosen, and here is sister. Time to read.
The Eternals opened the gate and invited Kitava into this land. The Karui paid the price. Kitava cut us off from the ancestors, raised the remembered as his children, tortured our dreams. Kitava murdered the Karui way. I will found a new way, for I have been chosen. I gather my forces so that I might wage war on Kitava. I am the son of Tukohama, and I will lead the Karui back to glory.
So.
The Eternals opened the gate and invited Kitava into.
So. It would seem that the Black Spirit, the Beast, is also known as Kitava. in the mythology of the Karui. Sometimes it's not that easy to navigate because you don't know if you're not gonna emit something in maps like this. I prefer when it's more straightforward. At least the monsters are easy. Yeah, this is certainly too much forward. Gonna have to circle it next to the edge. Ooh-ah. Diamond. Diamond means critical strikes. So we have a very nice damage while having a diamond shrine influencing us. So we wouldn't miss anything here. Just a couple monsters. Yeah, we got frozen, but they didn't have enough firepower. We've got the carving here. Just need to make sure that it's safe to read it.
The moment your skin touched the corrupted soil of Rayclast, you were infected. Kitava has soaked this land in his filth.
It's either Kitava or they just treat every great evil as an example of Kitava's influence.
Your spirits will fight by my side when we march against Kitava. You will be given in service to Tukohama. You will be remembered with glory.
Caldera of the King. Whoa. Are we ready for this?
Join your ancestors.
Nope. Whoa. We have to look out and watch ourselves with those fireballs. Oh, it's already over.
Damnation, Calm. Find another.
That's it.
I am no beast of burden.
Ah. Yeah, that is so. That is so lived a bit longer. To be honest, I'm a bit puzzled with the last carving that we read. Because I remember it a bit differently. Like, this shouldn't be the last message, there should be something more. I might be wrong. Still, I won't comment on that yet. I'm gonna see how it works out. I might have remembered it wrong. It's some time since I actually played and read the text. So let's play.
Fury and desire together again. Lovely and lovely. Facets so shiny, replete with the vim of murdered souls. My Malachi did the crafting. Beautiful work. General Adis did the murdering. Equally beautiful work, in its own juicy way. Num-num's time, my little rapture. Have you ever been to the end of the world before, my king? Asked the blackest monkey. No, I have not, realized the Monkey King. There is my reason to go where you go, be where you be, my king, concluded the blackest monkey in a voice as warm and welcoming as death. Do you know who wrote that? Not a cockroach? Victario Navalius, the people's poet of Sam. He was my friend, and I betrayed him. Took his love and burned it before his eyes. Now I am betrayed. My heart burned black by the one man I loved. Malachi. He's found a new heart, you see. A beast's heart to cuddle up to keep him warm and safe at the end of the world. Today, I remind Malachi of his betrayal. Today, it is his turn to burn.
Shit! Whoa! Well, was it supposed to kill the beast? You look terrible.
Malachi's devices, his creations. He loved them all. Not me. He betrayed me then. Said he loved me. Then said he wanted me to die. He betrays me now. Let me suffer. Let me wither. Am I the one and only mistake that you ever made, Malachi? Yes, that's me. Diala the Gemling Queen. Malachi's misdemeanor. Make him regret his mistake. Not a cockroach. Tear open the beast's black heart. Rip Malachi from his filthy little nightmare. Cut him. Crush him. Burn him from existence. He deserves no better. And I deserve no worse. No love for me. No love. No love.
Aww.
No love.
Let's check the city before we push forward.
Yes? You killed the Sword King?
Deresso wasn't actually alive, Pataris.
Deresso must have thought he was alive.
True. Thinking and being, a bit of a blurred line here in Rayclast.
Yep.
Diala saw the mistakes of the past with her own eyes, and now she's given everything to fix them. Right, Vanya?
I don't know, Pataris. I saw people die for each other in San. I saw clarity, resolution in their eyes. In Diala's eyes, I see ghosts.
Those eyes have seen horrors that we can't even imagine.
Maybe. But this sacrifice of hers, I think it was more like a deal, and Diala didn't quite get what she bargained for.
So it wasn't supposed to be like that, but it
Yes,
backfired a bit.
the Gemling Queen has given of that black life of hers. For what? To wound and wake the beast that should have been slaughtered in its sleep. Diala's path would lead us into Cataclysm. Follow your own path from now on. Go where you are needed.
Very good. When a boil is fat with infection, it glistens with the luster of false youth. Lance that boil, and it weeps its corruption away and shrivels to nothing. Whether by purpose or desire, you are the physician who has reviewed Diala's truest nature. Doreso was always a good man at heart, chained to an eternity of love and triumph. You set him free. Nightmare gave Kaom everything he ever dreamed of. How did it feel to make that dream die? Hunt well.
What is that in your eyes? That glistening, that softness? Is that pity?
Shit.
Take this. I've given everything else to him. My youth and beauty. My body and mind. My heart And at last, the only thing he ever gave to me in return, my gemling power. This is all I have left. I entrust it to you, not a cockroach. Malachi taught me not to trust anyone. It is time to forget everything that Malachi taught me.
Wow.
What is that in your eyes? That glistening,
Okay.
that...
Well, without her gems, after using all of the powers they had, she started aging, and she's aging rapidly. It's like her body is trying to catch up the last 200 years. That might not end well.
Take this.
Spell Echo? Nope. Multi-strike? Nope. Create multiple projectiles? Maybe. Chain support? We could chain the freezing pulse? Area of effect. Ignite proliferation. Multiple totem support. And unleash support. We have to work on these guys.
No love for Diala.
Aww. One red, that's all I needed.
What do you wish to know? I am told that you have put King Calm down to his final rest. Cursebreaker, and now the murderer of legends. Great names hatch upon you like ticks on a roar. Diala's hopes may be crushed, but ours still thrive in you, Cursebreaker. From what Tasuni tells me, the beast's innards are now yours to penetrate. Diala has served her purpose. Now comes the time for you to serve yours. Find this Malachi that Diala mutters about so incessantly. If my understanding is true, then he is the mind of the beast. Kill him, and the body of Nightmare will die with him. Our hopes are with you.
We talked to everyone. Important. Now it's all about returning to the crystal veins. I don't really want to change the colors on my Kabbalist regalia. I'm not sure I'm actually gonna get better results than this. And I would probably resign from the critical strikes. Yeah. Well, let's leave the additional currency items here. Let's leave the card. Oh, and this one. And this. Okay. How should we spend it? We're gonna need to go here anyway. maximum life. This is for minions. We have one here, one here, one here. But the goodies are here and here. And we need this one. Mana is not an issue. We are using 150, so 1/4. We've got 450 left. 450, so it's like 400, 1/3. So we've got more than enough just for being safe and just enough to cast safely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be 6. Let's ensure our safe passage. So I'm gonna put 1 point here, 3 points here. Noticeable change. And the rest is gonna happen after a small unnoticed break. One, two, three, up to the belly we go.
This is not creation. This is perversion.
Hello. Yeah, it looks very interesting in here. Interesting as in, what the hell did I do wrong in my life to get here? Also a very interesting question. Apart from what the hell this is? Is this? The other question is, where did it come from? What is it doing here? And why? The creep factor of this place is huge. You've got miscreations everywhere. There's like eyes lurking, following you. Like, I don't even know how to call it. Let's stick to the word tentacles. Yes, so those who actually... the boy. Okay. Those who actually managed to reach the beast. Hell, I don't know if they even devoured or some other creepy stuff happened to them. But the worst thing is that dying is probably actually only the beginning of your problems. Yeah, we're going deeper into the belly of the beast. A couple of minutes and we'll probably reach the shit of the beast. Or maybe we'll go the other way. Terrible. Ah, that didn't look nice. The bowels of the beast. Ah. And who do we have here?
You see, heretic, my god takes good
Shit.
care of me. I may have misjudged that god of yours. Twice now you've baptized me in my own blood, Templar. So believe me when I tell you that I've had all the divine revelations that I can stand. When we shared our moment back in the Lunaris, part of me wishes I died at your feet as intended. The little girl within me that shies from darkness and from greatness. It was Malachi who reached out to me, who wrapped me in nightmare, made me his slave. He has shown me greatness beyond imagining, so much that I thought my mind would shatter under it. It was Malachi who reached out to me, who wrapped me in nightmare, made me his slave. He has shown me greatness beyond imagining, so much that I thought my mind would shatter under its weight. And although my mind remains intact, my dreams were not so fortunate. Malachi is in the beast's black core right now, harnessing all that the beast is and will be. He will destroy this world and forge it anew in the divine image of nightmare. Yet as powerful as Malachi has become, he is neither unreachable nor invulnerable. He sacrificed much to become the beast's prime servant, both in spirit and in flesh, yet 3 vital organs remain. His heart, lungs, and entrails, keepsakes of humanity lost. They will be our tickets into Malachi's private little show. Venture deeper, deep into Nightmare's abattoir. I'll follow when I'm able. You find me those organs, and I'll get us into the black core.
Ooh-ah.
Malachi chose his 3 most loyal servants to guard those precious innards. His godless 3. Inquisitor Malagaro, Chevron of Umbra, and Doedri Darktongue. If the history books are accurate, High Templar Vol burned Malagaro and Doedri at the stake on his way to lay siege to San. He didn't have to worry himself with Chevron. Brutus had already sorted her out. Yet slaves of Nightmare seem to be shackled just as tightly to life as they are to the beast. I, of course, am living proof of that. Don't worry yourself with that little detail, though. Shackles are made to be unlocked.
Okay. So, at least we got some feedback on what happened to Maligaro. So he was in fact disposed of by Vol. And as you can see, the beast, well, it's not gonna leave anything slip by, good or bad. You're just gonna get corrupted and back again in Rayclast.
Piety, my god. I am sure you will reveal your purpose in time.
Yeah. How evil the world must be if even monsters such as Piety are overwhelmed by what may happen to the world if we don't stop Malachi. So this is probably the entrance to the brain.
Before we walk this path together, it's important that you understand one thing about me. I don't regret a single thing that I've done. I set out to raise humanity up from the cloying mud of its fleshly ignorance. My mistake was not in the aspiration,
but in the execution. Now I intend to correct that mistake. Really, I'm not helping you, Exile. You're helping me. So, have you found those juicy organs for me yet?
Let's get those organs.
Malachi knew exactly what he was doing when he created the Rapture. His primary concern, get inside the beast and take up the reins of true power. And his second objective, incite a cataclysm that would wipe the very thought of resistance from this land. The beast is the source of all thaumaturgy. The one power in this world that transforms what is real into what is imagined. The entire world is now at the mercy of one man's vision. It won't be the future I imagined, and it won't be the future you imagined either. While he remains within the Black Core, the only imagination that matters is Malachi's.
Yeah, the only question is how, after abolishing the Emperor, did Vol let Malachi continue with his work? If it was a Purity Rebellion, they wanted to get rid of all thaumaturgy related connections. Well, Vol should have killed Malachi. Quality explodes, blah blah blah. Yeah, rear my ass. Deidre is actually the one you know the least about. We only know that she was burned by Vol, and we saw probably where it happened, or at least where it was commemorated. Yeah, she's into being nasty. So each one of these rings, as you can see, gives a curse.
Embrace death, Deirdre, for your flesh was your undoing.
So you can imagine what would happen if I was to stay in the middle. And, of course, if I was to curse her, she would probably mirror it back or even do something worse. Malachi's dedication.
Completion, I honor those who have passed and whose passion and knowledge have brought us to the brink of salvation. Inquisitor Maligaro, a creative force without equal. Chiron of Ambra, an athlete of transcendent sensibility. Deirdre, Darktongue, an idol of fervor and dedication. You taught me far more than I ever taught you, my students, my friends. We strove to make a greater world together, and in your memory, I shall shall make that world a reality.
Yeah. Creep factor is overwhelming with this guy. He's like totally bonkers. One down, two to go.
You work fast.
Uh-huh.
You know it is no mere freak of nightmare that fashioned that monstrous version of myself, the one you so kindly dispatched. The Godless Three took great pains in getting me looking just so. They were none too gentle about it either. So no need to play softly with the remaining two. Treat kindness with kindness.
Yes, irony. It is piety talking about being experimented on. Ha! Alligator. Mean son of a gun.
Exquisite.
Ooh. He's like Eddie Scissorhands.
The greatest form I never sculpted.
Your God-given talents were wasted, Malagaro.
That's one way to put it. Death is no fitting end to a genius. Well.
Good. 2 down, 1 to go. You know, prior to meeting Malagaro, Chevron, and Doedri, I rather admired them. Their work, their accomplishments, sheer genius. As it turns out, genius is something better appreciated from afar. So let's remove this one last genius from the vicinity, shall we?
One might say that ignorance is a bliss. When someone is aspiring greatness through such hideous deeds, well, even piety got a bit shy. Chevron's arena. Oh, candles.
Such lovely material.
Material my ass.
You were imprisoned by your own vanity, Chevron. I am no beast of burden.
I am no beast of burden. Learn to tidy your shit.
So tell me, heretic, is yours a compassionate God? I doubt even he has room in his divine heart for such an unusually talented sinner as me. Just so we're clear about this, I'm not doing this for him anyway.
Let's get ready to rumble.
I actually find myself admiring you in this moment.
Okay.
Who create the most beautiful of nightmares together. Rather the hallmark of God.
He doesn't sound like he sounded before.
Now, Exile! Kill me!
Wah.
What?
Don't explode under my legs. Shit. Ah. Hell.
This is what I get for trying to be a bloody savior. I've seen, felt, been things that you can't imagine, heretic. And I don't regret a damned moment of it. So go, finish what we started. And when I find out if this god of yours is real or not, I'll be sure to let you know.
No need, Piety. Just you go and see for yourself.
Cone Star. I meant Stone Cold. Shit.
What it means to be Nightmare. Accept the gift of immortality.
So we need to destroy like 3 sources of his power while kicking the shit out of him and evading his whatevers that he's spitting at us. Aww. Implosion. Bye bye.
You fought against
Ooh.
it your whole life, Malachi, when it was the one thing that would grant you true immortality.
There's not much left of him, guys. Yeah, they want us to talk to Tasuni, but I think everyone will have something to say to us.
What do we call you now? Savior? Messiah? Just remember this, Templar. Your faith didn't kill the nightmare. You did. You
I
will be remembered.
did.
You're going to tell me that you didn't kill the beast? That it was simply your god acting through you? Please don't. I fear.
Oh please wait a minute, Mr. Douchebag.
Templar, you did this. The oh so ordinary man, who shall be heralded as the chosen one by the adoring sheep of Oriath. Yes, Oriath. Upon the mountain high, a gateway has opened. One that shall lead you back to your flock. Hurry. For as the death throes of the beast soften and still, I see the gate beginning to close. Continue to believe in those lies, Templar. It brings out the best in you. Upon death, our bodies return to the ground. Those that are marked with darkness nourish the corruption. Those that were mighty in life are stolen away. They are carved and crafted, manipulated with malevolent creativity into becoming Malachi's servants, forged into ghasts of pure nightmare. If Deshret were able, she'd thank you for dispatching her tormentors, Malachi's wicked little trio. You have to content yourself with my thanks instead. Deshret has been avenged.
So we took care of Malachi.
Of the Marraketh. Tidiness helps one
As he was trying to take power straight from the source, so probably from the beast's brain. We probably also disposed of the beast. But what does it actually mean?
I was right to have faith in you, Cursebreaker. You have succeeded where we have failed.
Another cringy name.
That was thought to live forever in the minds of those who came before you. Vol, Daresso, Kaum, Deshret. The greatest champions Rayclast has seen in the last 300 years. You stood where they fell. Now you are the champion of champions, and Rayclast should bow at your feet in gratitude. You certainly have my gratitude, and that of my Akara. We have been exiled from our land by fear and misguided duty. Now we may return, to ride where we will,
blah blah blah.
Cursebreaker, giver of freedom, we thank you.
Yeah. Wiggly Willy, Stormborn, breaker of chains, my ass. It's getting too much Game of Thrones with those titles.
The righteous shall inherit. Vol said that in a candlelit sermon on the eve of Cataclysm. The only smart thing that idiot ever said. The only time God actually agreed with him. My Malachi is dead. I knew it, felt it, understood it the moment you struck the final blow. I was the Gemling Queen, and now my king is dead. We dreamed only the greatest dreams, Malachi and I. A truly eternal empire. Eternal life, eternal love, a future no longer afraid of the past. Eternal lies, eternal loss. Those are our true gifts to Rayclast. This land could not have asked for a worse king and queen. Rayclast leaves the past behind it now. Malachi's past. My past. It thanks you, not a cockroach. It loves you. I wish that I could do the same.
Aww.
The little cockroach witch. Malachi chose her. Chose her over me. Use her then. Use her as Malachi uses her. Burn betrayal with betrayal. It's all they deserve.
Ooh.
Till I live.
Till you live. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's time to talk to Petardis.
I am proud to be part of the Order. Your Order, my lord.
And I am sorry. I should have had more faith. I've always believed in God, it's just that, until now, I didn't think the Templar did.
I guess sometimes it takes a miracle. Something to prove that we're not on our own in this world.
True. Thank you, Templar, for reminding me what it's like to believe. It's a luxury.
Look at me when you're talking to me, girl.
Class can have now.
Piety. She still lives.
Then she needs to die again.
Permanently this time. I honestly don't know who I'm more scared of. The beast or that black-hearted witch.
It's the combination that scares me. And it should scare you too, Exile.
It's time to
Yes.
sell some stuff. I would gladly change it for something better, but we don't have anything. I would make use of some additional links. Let's put this here. And let's give ourselves another layer of shit. Wanted to say another layer of additional defense, but it's gonna have to wait. Wanted to buy some gems from Patarus and Vanya, but I forgot that, well, until level, sorry, not level, but act 6, you can only buy level up gems from vendors. Okay, so we took care of Malachi, and now, well, if it was about vengeance, we would be thrilled, because it's time to return to Oriath. Oriath. Whatever. The place from which we got banished. Exiled. Thrown out. Climb the mountain, they say. One last step to Act 5. It's a funny thing that on one side we have the desert, now we just, climb a bit. I assume it was climbing because the location is called the Ascend. So we're going up. They see me climbing, they hate him. Oh. Ugly faces. The White Death. Yeah, the White Death is dead. Why do you come up with such cringy names that turn out to be, you know, held by crappy monsters? Just as a side note, during my initial playthrough in this league, I stopped playing right after kicking Malachi in the balls, so you will start seeing some challenges being made from now on. So the fun starts. Yeah, funny thing, if you think about it, we're in Ray class. How is supposed this to work? That we're gonna climb a bit and we're gonna get to arrive, but it's in a totally different place. I'll leave you with that thought for a couple of minutes until you see the answer for yourselves. Okay, couple of minutes was a bit of a statement, because we're already here. Resonator instructions.
Captain Tavares, altitude is imperative to forging a stable connection with the prime resonator in Theopolis. Power source is equally vital.
Theopolis is the capital of Raya.
On the mountainside and lower a conductive cable into it. The deeper, the better. It will take an immense amount of thaumaturgical energy to execute the successful disintegration and transmission of objects, both inanimate and animate, between Highgate and Theopolis. For that kind of power, we must tap the origin. I needn't remind you of the consequences should either of those elements prove deficient. That is why I would like you, Tavares, to be the first to test the resonator once it is operational. Accountability is a perfect counterweight to ambition.
Yeah. So here we've got a thaumaturgically sourced teleportation device. Which can kill us. And we have to remember the fact that it's fueled by something which should be no more due to the beast's death. Huh? Bam! Oh, someone is not happy to see us. Well, there's a small offset. We should probably appear somewhere else, but we're in some slave pens in Raya. No talky talk. It doesn't change the fact that we're in Act 5. Thank you, guys. Let's see What kind of mysteries will unravel after we return home? Thank you for watching and see you later, alligators. Bye, 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 bye.